It's turtle day. Let's go dig up the turtles.
It's time to dig our pet box turtles up from their winter hibernation. Every year, my family helps our pet box turtles, Squirtle and Jellybean, hibernate, or as it's known in reptiles, brumate, through the winter by burying them in the backyard. Wild box turtles bury themselves, but sometimes pet turtles born in captivity are kind of lazy and not very good diggers, and need some help from us to make sure that they're deep enough to survive winter's freezing temperatures. And we're actually digging them up almost a whole month early this year, because we've had some unseasonably warm weather. And I found Squirtle! It looks like he was already on his way up. He's quite awake and he's already got his head out and his eyes open. It looks like it was a good idea to dig them up early. I dig out around him so that I can gently pull him from the hole. I give him a once-over to make sure that he has all his toes and looks healthy, and we've got one very muddy turtle. Back to digging, and I quickly find Jellybean. It looks like she was awake and on her way up too. She has her head and legs out, but doesn't have her eyes open yet. She's not quite as awake as Squirtle, but she's more awake than she was when we dug her up last year. Look at that little stretch. She's the cutest. I can't get over how awake she is this year. That makes two very muddy turtles. After we wash all that dirt off of them, they can be set loose in the yard for the summer. Jellybean gets a bath first, and I know she doesn't like it, but being covered in all that mud can't be very comfortable, especially where it gets stuck inside her shell around her head and legs. So we've got to get her cleaned up, even though I know she isn't going to enjoy it. Showers make her grumpy. After she's all nice and clean, we're going to let her soak for a little bit. They're always dehydrated after coming out of brumation, so it's very important to give them access to water. It's Squirtle's turn to get cleaned up next, and he always seems to really enjoy this part. As you can see, he's much more tolerant of the water than Jellybean is. Squirtle has some mud stuck to the top of his head and around his face, and he lets me rub it off. He has always enjoyed a good chin rub, and rubbing all that itchy dirt off must feel wonderful. Giving chin rubs to Squirtle is my favorite, because grumpy Jellybean would never let me do that. We give him one last rinse, and you can see just how much he enjoys it. He's so cute. And all done. We have a happy, clean boy. And in he goes for a rehydrating soak with Jellybean. People frequently ask why we dig them up and don't just let them come up on their own when they're ready. And while they theoretically should be able to dig themselves up, we know that Squirtle and Jellybean are exceptionally lazy and terrible diggers, which sometimes happens with captive-born turtles. So I know they would really struggle to get themselves out, and I don't want them expending all that energy unnecessarily right after coming out of brumation when they already have low energy stores. I'm so glad they had another successful brumation and are ready to wander the backyard all summer. We hope you enjoyed Turtle Day! Follow for more Squirtle and Jellybean content.